It should kick in. We are officially live on
How
Facebook.
exciting.
As you can see on the screen, I am here, and to this side or this side, I can never work this out. I probably never will be able to. You can see our amazing Lisa Allen. And I'm going to get to Lisa in just a second. I'm going to introduce, just while we're waiting for people to jump on, because I want to tell you something really funny that happened in the car, right? And this is very light. And Santa knows I'm about to say this because we were laughing about it in the car. We've just been wedding dress shopping, or she has just been wedding dress shopping, right? And we've just driven from our house very last thing at night, in the evening after work, all the way down to Newquay. I say all the way, it's about an hour and 15 minutes from our house, right, to go and look. It's pitch black. I'm messaging you about this, and yep, we will be back, don't worry, it's no stress. But on the way back, Saltash Tunnel, right, goes like this, as you can imagine, as most tunnels do, and it pops out just before the Tamar Bridge. So we're talking about tunnels, and Santa says, well, how do they make them go under the sea? And I was like, huh? He said, well, I don't understand how it works. And I was killing myself laughing, just trying to explain how a tunnel works going under. And I know if you're watching this and you've just tuned in, I'm really sorry, because it's probably the most boring story, but it cracked me up because she just couldn't work out. She couldn't work out. Normal tunnels, fine. Tunnels under the sea, no comprehension. But anyway, good evening. I know. What have I joined? Lisa is here. She will speak in a minute. Hi. Just put a little bit of where you are from for us, just so that we know who's tuning in, and we can say, just put where you're from. I'm from Plymouth. Lisa, where are you living?
I live in South Littleton, a little village in Evesham.
South Littleton. So if you're from South Littleton, Littleton crew, but I'm from sunny Costerdale, Devon, and just put a location in there. And if you're really excited by this, smash the love heart buttons. Let's get some traction on this so everybody can hear Lisa's story, and love hearts. Go crazy with the thumbs, the fire emojis, if they're a thing. Let's go for it. We've got some people from Scotland. Aye, let's go from Scotland. York, love the mumbles. Weston-super-Mare, very cool. Weymouth, all right, just up the road. Stoke-on-Trent, Essex, squad Essex. Oh my God, Lisa. Hang on a minute. Before we start, Lisa, Shannon just said, oh my God, Lisa's on time.
Best things.
We'll leave that to the end. We'll leave that to the end. You can see us after class, Shannon, actually. Okay, right. We've got enough people. We've got Lisa's incredible. Of course she is. Chesterfield, Weston-super-Mare. Okay, here we go. The moment you've all been waiting for. This is the amazing Lisa Allen. And actually, how I know Lisa is the first time I met Lisa was in Cardiff on the beauty bus. And she came along and she was just this ball of fun and noise and energy. And I was like, Santa, who is that woman? Like, who is she? She's all over the place. She's going here, she's there, she's there. But I loved it. It was great meeting you for the first time. And I think some of the funniest moments we've shared, actually, people won't know this, but at the event last week, Lisa was going up onto the stage to speak, and we were at the back, and Lisa's nerves were kicking off, and I was trying to do my best to just say, just imagine everybody's naked, but sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, depends who's in the crowd, right? But let me introduce the amazing Lisa, who's going to be telling us all a little bit of her story about where she's been in the past, some of the troubles that she's faced to get into being an internet rock star within network marketing. Lisa, over to you. It's so lovely to have you here tonight with us. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing tonight.
Okay, so you've kindly asked me, very honoured to be asked, but you asked me to tell a little bit about how I started network marketing, what happened along the way, and where I am now. So I started network marketing at about 5 years ago, just over 5 years ago. I worked in a nursery. I was a nursery manager. I'd been working there for 23 years. That was my passion. Loved working with kids. But unfortunately, childcare doesn't pay as much as it should. Childcare is quite rubbish pay for the responsibility that you have. And as I started network marketing, and I started it for a little bit of extra money. I didn't ever think that I would be doing this full time, because I do this full time now. I never thought in a million years. I did it for the extra money. And the reason I did it for the extra money is because I was in quite a lot of debt. And I want to just say that I never went without anything. Okay. So I'm very, very fortunate. I've got a gorgeous husband who I've never gone without anything ever. Okay. But sometimes when you're in personal debt, that's even worse, because you feel like you can't contribute to anything. You feel like a little bit worthless, and not that he ever made me feel like that, ever, of course not. But I felt that, and I felt that really, really strongly. And I remember just thinking, I'm going to start network marketing so I can try. At the beginning, I didn't know if it would work. We don't, do we? We've got to try it first. But at the beginning, I thought, if I can pay little chunks off of my debt, because some of it he didn't know about as well. So I was always really worried. And I'm sure there's lots of people in the same situation that are always worried if they're going for a mortgage, or, you know, something comes through the door and you're like, oh my God, what is that? Because you feel ashamed. You feel ashamed that you've accumulated this debt. And do you know what? It's so easy to accumulate debt as well. It's so easy. And especially when you've got kids and you want your kids to have everything, and, you know, you don't necessarily want to ask for money, and so you're putting it on credit cards, and it just racks up so quickly. And I was in I was in 10 grand debt. You know, it's a lot of money. And so I decided to do this I wanted the freebies too, don't get me wrong, because I do love a freebie, but I did it to try and slowly get rid of some of that debt. And it worked. And the more I did it, it sounds really big-headed, and I don't mean to boast, but I actually felt good at it. And I was like, oh, I'm actually good at this. People were responding in the right way. You know, customers were coming to me. They wanted to know more about the products. You know, people were interested in joining me. Like, it was just working. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, this feels really good. Because actually, it's really nice to have something that you're really proud of, you know, and that you feel you're good at. I love being a mom. I love being a wife. But you know what? I wanted at that point, I needed something for me again. And I didn't have that. And with my debt as well, it just sort of all went into one, and it just worked perfectly. And I started paying off the debt. And I remember when I was paying off the debt, it was going down and down. And I worked really hard, by the way. Anybody that thinks anything is easy, it's not, is it? Everything you do in life, if you want to do well, you've got to put the work in. I'm not here to say network marketing's easy. It's fun. It's absolutely the best thing I've ever done. But it's not easy. You have to still put the work in. And I sacrificed a lot of, especially in the beginning, I sacrificed a lot of TV time, a lot of scrolling time, a lot of, you know, because I was working on me and my business. So it's not easy, but it does work if you put in the effort. And slowly I paid off a big chunk of my debt. And I remember there's one specific, and it's going to sound so silly, but it was such a pinnacle moment. We had moved into a new house, and like I say, we've got lovely things around us. My husband has a brilliant business, but I couldn't pay for anything. And I paid for our bedroom carpet. And I went into the shop and I didn't put it on a credit card. I knew my card wouldn't bounce. What's the word? It's not bounce, is it? Decline. I knew it wouldn't decline. And I remember paying for this carpet and paying for it to be fitted. And I remember sitting in the middle of the room, and I did a little post on it on social media, as you do. And I was just like that. And I could literally cry. I was so proud of myself. And it's such a stupid little thing, but it meant so much to me that I could contribute to this house in just a small way without it affecting, you know, putting it on a credit card and racking up more debt. And then as time went on, things got better and better, and I did earn more money. And we went on a family holiday to Thailand. And again, we have always gone on lovely holidays. You know, I'm very, very fortunate. I know, you know, I need to keep saying that just in case my husband's watching.
Through the door.
Yeah. We're very, very fortunate. But I was able to pay for the excursions we went on that holiday. My husband paid for the trip, but I was able to pay for the excursions. And we went to this elephant sanctuary, which was an amazing experience. If you ever get to do that, do it. But I stood there and I was watching my kids feed and I was like, I paid for this. I did this. And it was just such a nice feeling. For such a long time, I hadn't been able to do that because I was too busy paying all the debt and just the interest, really, just to get by.
It's crazy. I think, you're not, it's a very, very, very close story to me, from a similar experience I've had before. And I'm just interested, I'm curious actually, for those people that are watching, how many of you have been in debt before, or are currently, if you don't have to feel like you want to say, you can do it just on your screen, you don't have to type
Especially
it.
if your husband's watching. Don't say if your husband's watching.
No, just keep it like, don't get yourself in trouble. But I'm just curious about how many people are watching this, maybe it's on replay or live, that are actually in that situation now, that may be looking for a way out. Because you could have done anything, Lisa, couldn't you? Realistically, you could have done anything to get that, to pay that off. But why was it that opportunity of network marketing? Because you could have gone in any direction. You've got the skills, you've got the personality. But why did you choose specifically network marketing as your vehicle to get rid of that debt?
Because there's not many job opportunities that you can earn as much as you want. And we can, the more effort we put in, we can literally give ourselves a pay rise. If we want to earn more money, we work harder, we try harder, we do different things, we do things that come out of our comfort zone slightly. And I just think network marketing as well. I am at a certain age, and I just feel like it fitted for me at that time. And I didn't know when I first joined, I didn't know if I'd like it. I didn't have a clue. I started in exactly the same place as everybody else, and I wasn't confident on social media, and I wasn't, I'm still very nervous on stage and certain things, but I know I have to push myself a little bit to become better, But in the beginning, I was really nervous even just talking to customers. I was like, oh, am I saying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? But over time, you just build that confidence. But over time, I just loved it. I just loved I still get excited now when someone comes into my inbox and they're a new customer and they go, oh, could you tell me a bit more? Yes, I can. And I get really excited. I still get that buzz from when I started in the beginning.
It's amazing. It's such, and like you say, it's an opportunity anybody can pick up as well. And you don't have to be perfect at it, even at the end. I don't think if you ever reach perfection, then you haven't got it in the first place, because I think it's continuous work, isn't it?
But I think actually the key is not to be perfect. I think I have done well in this business by not being perfect, because it means I'm real and genuine and transparent and approachable. I am sometimes, I can't swear, so I'm just a Wally sometimes. I'll say Wally. I don't think I've ever said Wally since I was about 6. But sometimes I am, but that's me. And it means that other people that are attracted to the business, maybe, or even think, oh, I wonder if I'll be good at that. You will be good at it, because all you have to do is be you. That's it.
It's cool. I do love it. Imperfection is, I think, is real. And it's like, if anybody could see what I was doing about 5 minutes before coming on here, I ran through the door, the dog had been sick all over the carpet. Genuinely, the dog had vomited everywhere. I was like, oh no, Santa, I've got to go on live in a minute. It was me scrubbing dog sick. So if you want a version of real, I guess that's it.
But do you know what? So after I actually did these trips in Thailand, I actually cleared all my debt. So I was debt free. And being debt free after you've been in debt is just such an amazing feeling. So incredible feeling. And actually a really proud feeling for me, because I was like, I've done that. I've done it. And then I started saving money.
Okay.
And I accumulated some money, and it was my husband's 50th, and I paid for a trip to South Africa with that money.
Okay.
So, and I saved it, I didn't just have it overnight, but I saved it. And again, I was really proud of myself, because it was just, that would have been something I could never have done before. never ever done. And we went to South Africa for his 50th. We went on safaris, and it was absolutely incredible. And again, something I'm incredibly proud of, because I saved up that money for that. And you know, it's just that such lovely feeling, such a lovely feeling.
Honestly, when you're telling me that story, I can genuinely feel that it still feels like the day that happened.
It
You know, the
does.
energy. Just a question on time then. So obviously, you know, when you realised you needed to do something, your back was against the wall. How long did it realistically take for that carpet shop moment? What was the time? Can you remember?
I think it was more, I needed to do something else, but I didn't know what to do. I was in that position. And then someone offered me this opportunity, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that will work. And I said no. I said no about 3 times, because I was like, oh, not sure. I don't think people will buy from me. Like, have I got time? All of these things. Because obviously, even though I do this full time, I was still at nursery for a year and a half before I gave up my job. Once I started, so I did both at the same time. And so I was working long hours. Well, I say long hours, it's not long hours probably, but 8 till 6. Mm-hmm. And I was still taking work home to do from nursery. It was quite a, you know, high, I would say a high responsibility, you know, position. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there was lots of background work that we had to do. And so I had to, like I say, I had to sacrifice a lot of time. So anybody that says they haven't got time to do it, and I think some people look at me and go, she does this full time, that's why she's got time to do it. No, actually, I did it for a long time, still working, still looking after kids, still having a house, still having a dog, all of those things. I just chose to do it. But because you can do it in such a flexible way, this job as well. You can fit such a lot in a half an hour focused window. You know, if you're really dedicated to it and committed to it, you can just do it. And for me now, my job is fun. I just love it so much. I can't imagine doing anything else, and I can't imagine anything being as fun as what we do, Matt. I can't. Yeah. I would argue with anyone because I just love it so much, and the community that we've got, and just the people are so supportive. You've always got people around, you know, even like you, for instance. I don't know you particularly well. You know, we've met on a few occasions and we're always really friendly, you know, and talk lovely. But like, you know, even when I was nervous, you were the first to give me a hug and just say, you know, you're going to be all right. Tell me everyone's naked. But then everybody is like that, aren't they? They're just such a lovely environment to be in. And I think the fun aspect for me is, I always think if I'm not enjoying it anymore, then there's something wrong. But it's never been a chore. I would literally work. I think there's not many jobs where you enjoy going to work on a Monday morning. I enjoy it because at the weekend, sometimes I'm a bit juggling and doing things. And like, I can't wait to go back on Monday to get back into it. And there's not many people that can say they love their job on a Monday.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, one of the questions I had actually in my mind, you know, and I think this is probably something that will resonate with a lot of people watching this. Obviously, when you get to the full time, that's the dream, isn't it? To do this full time, to be able to do work on your terms. But leading up to that, like including myself and Santa, we've got full time jobs, and we fit this around the dog, the kids, the family, Absolutely. You know, jobs, everything. And there are days, as you will know, that you don't want to turn up, right? But obviously, you've gone from that and transitioned into where you are now. When those hard days came, Lisa, what did you do to get yourself back on top? Because you knew you had to make that money up to get yourself out of debt. What did you do with your mindset to carry you through those days?
I think it was just that constant telling myself that I need to do this, and almost having, I really believe in vision boards, and, you know, and just having the power of manifesting. And I didn't before. I thought it was all, you know, jumble, you know, but just looking at my vision board, sometimes I'd be thinking, right, you know, there was different things on my vision board, and South Africa was one of them. And, you know, for Wayne's 50th, that was way before, like, I needed to pay for it. That was before I was out of debt, you know, but I always had that as a vision as well. So I really wanted, but the nice thing is, once you start paying off that debt and you've got that money to start paying off chunks, it's amazing how paying off those chunks feel, because you know, I was working at that time, so this was extra money. So I was paying off those like nice chunks of money. And it was like, as it goes down and down and down, you start to feel more motivated. It's a bit like losing weight, isn't it? You know, when you're on a diet and, you know, you feel overweight, you feel a bit rubbish, but then the more you see those little steps, the more it motivates you to keep going, because you think, oh yes, I've lost another 2 pounds. I'm gonna try really hard today. And I think it was that really pushed me, the fact I could see it going down and I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know?
Yeah, that's an amazing story and an amazing journey. And I think anybody that takes part in something like this, you know, whatever your reason is, and I think a lot of people do join network marketing as a way to get themselves out of debt. But what are some of the main things you learned about yourself as a person that you didn't even know you could do before that? Or did you already know you had that sort of level of tenacity and skill?
No, I didn't know.
No?
I think I didn't realize, if I'm honest, without blowing my own trumpet, I didn't realize I was good at working with other people, you know, like helping other people, inspiring other people to do things. I didn't realize I was good at that. And I feel like I am good at that. And I have the most amazing team, by the way, because I'm sure some of them are watching, and we are like a family. But I hope they would say I am quite inspiring and I do motivate them, and we work together through different things. And I didn't realize how good I was at that, you know, until I started building a team, and also even working with people and selling things and promoting things. But again, I think it's just about being real. It's just about, you know, I believe that anyone can do network marketing. It doesn't matter what age you are, what sex you are. It doesn't matter your sexuality. It doesn't matter anything. You just be you, and you will have that niche of people that will be naturally attracted to you. Because of just being you and being genuine. I always think is, if you're genuine and honest, I don't ever sell anything that I don't believe in. You know, I have to believe in it to sell it. People will say to me, oh, you could sell ice to an Eskimo. I am good at selling, but I couldn't unless I believed in it. And I'm very honest with people about things. So I think that really helps.
Yeah.
I don't know if that actually answered your question, did it?
No, it definitely did. I mean, you don't see the comments coming in here, Lisa, but I'm going to read a few out, right? Just because.
Okay. Are they good or are they bad?
Like Kleenex moment. Here we go. Judith says you're amazing. Kiss, kiss. Anita says, oh yes, we are like family. Chloe says we're incredibly lucky to have a leader like you. Kelly says you're amazing at that. I love you to bits. White heart, white heart. The impact you have on people is just insane. This is so good. Honestly, I could keep going on, but there's so many people here who absolutely seem to adore you. Oh, and Max, my pug, says you're the best in the world ever. He loves you as well. But yeah, honestly, you know, like I really like. One of the reasons why I said to you, Lisa, about coming on and talking about this, one, I really wanted to get to know you and find out a little bit more about your story, because I know that you don't just get to where you've got to in network marketing without a journey and a story, right? And I think when people share those journeys and stories, you know, sometimes you could have heard the same story 3 or 4 times, but when somebody says it in a certain way, it makes an impact in there. And when you get that impact in there, that's when things start to change lives. And I really love your story and your honesty about where it came from. But what's next for you, Lisa? Because this isn't the top, is it? Where's next? What do you feel like? Have you got like a sensation or a goal in mind for where you want to take your team in a few years to come?
We definitely want to become a diamond team, 100%. Yay, go diamond. However, I was talking with Craig the other day, and you know, I generally want to just help more people. I want to help more people to be in the position I'm in, because I feel really fortunate to be able to have that financial freedom, but also be able to work on my terms. It is so lovely. I could not go back. And like you said, everyone has different circumstances, and a lot of my team do work full time, and I applaud them for it. And you know, you can 100% work this business around a full-time job.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. However, I prefer just working for myself, working on my terms, having that flexibility. Yes, I work really hard, and my team will tell you I'm available to them 24/7. Yeah. But it's still on my terms, like I don't have to ask somebody to have a holiday. I don't
Mhm.
have to ask somebody if I want to go and get my nails done. I don't have to, yeah, sometimes I'm texting while I'm having my nails done, but I don't need to ask permission. And having that feeling, financial freedom, but also flexibility and working as hard as you want to work or as less as you want to work is just such a lovely feeling.
Yeah.
And to go through that journey and get to that point is a nice feeling as well,
Mm.
and it's taken time. It's taken time, and it's taken a lot of hard work, but it is possible. I do believe that anybody, and I'm sure there's lots of people in debt, and there's lots of people that would like an extra income. Just do it. Give it a try, because actually, how would you know? Because I didn't know I'd be good at it. I didn't know where this would take me. And I definitely want to help more people. I want to inspire and support more people to get into a position where they could maybe do this full time. It's open to anyone. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Mm.
I can assure you. you know, you know, trust me, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So
Yeah.
I do really believe that.
So obviously, Doc, you I think with network marketing, one there's definitely a really, really nice, sort of amount of money that comes from it if you do it well and you're consistent with it.
Yeah.
But also, how do you feel about how it's changed you as a person? Because obviously people maybe not in the network marketing industry, but people outside of that, friends and family, how would they say that they feel that you've changed in that time since starting network marketing? Like, how would they explain what's changed in you as a person? What's network marketing giving you?
I think it's definitely given me confidence.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's made me more happy. Because I think when you enjoy something you do for such a long period of time in the day, if you're really truly enjoying it, which I do, it just makes you happier as a person, doesn't it? Sometimes my husband will go, "Oh, you're just so positive and so happy," Oh, okay. Because I'm surrounded by people. And like we're just saying, sometimes it's a two-way thing, isn't it? And actually, my team, they always say, "Oh, you inspire me," but actually it's a two-way thing, because when I'm inspiring them and they're saying something nice back and I've helped them, and whatever the scenario is, and they say thank you so much, that makes me feel really good. And so it's a two-way thing. It's never a one-way thing. It's always like, oh, I'm really glad, and it makes me feel really proud that I've helped them. I was never academic. I was definitely not sporty, Matt, sorry, but I wasn't. So to me, it's just that really nice feeling of being proud of what I do. And I think my family and friends would say you have this aura of just being really proud of the company you work for, and being really proud of the team, and really proud of yourself that you've built what you've built.
Yeah, it's lovely. Energy is contagious. I think good and bad energy. Like when you sometimes, when you walk into a room and somebody's in a real bad funk, you're like, oof, and you can feel it wears off and you walk out, you're like that. Oh. Yeah. Sometimes somebody comes, into your life, or you meet somebody like you, and all of a sudden you just feel this like elevation in your spirit, going, all right, okay. So I get it. I totally get it. And there's people watching this now who maybe are just on the edges of making that decision about why don't I. What would be your advice if they are sort of teetering on the edge?
Just do it. Give it a go. What have you got to lose?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. If it's not for you, then that's fine too. It's not for everybody. But actually, if I hadn't have done this in the beginning, I can guarantee I'd still be in debt now. And I can guarantee I'd be, don't get me wrong, I loved my job. But it got to the point where I'd been there 23 years. I was getting older, and it was becoming a bit of a paperwork exercise. Anyone that's in childcare will know what I mean. And I just wasn't loving it anymore. I wasn't feeling it anymore. And when this came at the right time for the financial reasons, but also for me as well. And I just would say, just do it, because you just don't know. You don't have to do it full time. You could start it as a little hobby like I did, just to earn a little bit of money here and there, because actually we're talking about big amounts of debt, but actually there's a lot of people that extra 20-30 pound a week would make a huge difference. That's a case of, going to the shops, treating your kids, going on a day out, which is obviously really important, that you might not be able to afford. I always think that when you start network marketing, all those extra bits, pay for those nice things that you want to do, but you feel like you can't, especially if you're in debt. But, it just gives you that, like, I remember, earning little bits of money and like being able to, go and take my kids out for pizza after school, or, what I mean? And it was just a nice thing, because I didn't feel guilty for doing it, because I'd earned that money extra. So I think sometimes those extra bits of money might not even be to pay off debt, but it might be just to do those extra little things that make all the difference in life and make you just feel like a really good mom, or, a really good wife, or whatever, or just for yourself. Even just go, sometimes as women, we want to have our nails done or whatever, and we think, oh my God, I can't afford to do that. And it actually makes us feel really nice. And, that extra 20-30 pound a week could pay for that, It's really important.
And that's a really good shout, actually, because we're talking here about getting yourself out there. There might be people on here watching this who aren't even in debt, which is great. But it could just be the fact that, some people live to their means.
Yeah.
I mean, and their ceiling is the end of the month, and they're like, but there's no more flexibility. Yes, they can live okay, but there's no flexibility to do the things that you've just said. So that's actually a really nice point for people maybe to consider, isn't it? That those extra little bits. And I'm the same, when we want to do family bits and pieces, every penny counts, doesn't it? Especially, watching this, that's saving up for a wedding, then you'll know exactly how much that costs.
That's what I mean. There's all these things, isn't there? Like, that's a really good example as well, Matt, is that, when you're saving up for anything, it might not be debt, but it's just those extra things, isn't it? Like you and Santa saving up to get married, all those extra bits of money that you can put aside is really, really helpful, and it adds up. It does add up, but I do definitely think people should just give it a go. Just give it a go, because you will be so surprised how sometimes, even when I've mentored people in my team and they think they're the most unconfident person, they can't do it, and we just do it, you'll be exactly the same, Matt, with your team, but like we just do it in little steps, and we just take baby steps, and we just work it together, and and before you know it, you're getting sales and things are happening, and you're like, oh, this is good. I'm like, I know, I told you.
That is that I told you so moment. It's like, because you kind of almost know what's beyond that bridge of effort, isn't it? And you just think, if you just go up that bridge to the other side, I know what's there, but I can't. You've got to go yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, here's a question for you, right? How long have you been in network marketing now?
5 years. Oh, just over 5 years.
Okay, so in your just over 5 years, what has been your most proud moment within your network marketing experience? Obviously, we know about finally paying off the debt, but has there been anything else that's stuck?
100%. I can tell you right now.
Go on.
So I was very fortunate. I earned a trip to Abu Dhabi, and my favorite moment was because of the level I earned it at. See, now I'm getting emotional. Because the level I earned it at, I was able to take my son to Abu Dhabi for 70% off. So it only cost us £600. He paid for that, by the way, but it cost us £600 for him to go on a 5-star, money can't buy experience. And he's 23 in a couple of weeks. Okay. So spending time with him isn't as easy as it used to be. He grunts at me occasionally and asks for food, but he doesn't really necessarily want to spend time with me. So those memories that we made together was priceless, absolutely priceless. But for me, when you earn these trips, which you can earn these fabulous trips as well, which is another bonus, another perk, there's always that wow moment. There's always that moment where you stand there. I've earned quite a few trips in my network marketing. I've been very fortunate. And you stand there and you just go, wow, is this my life? Like, I did this, and have that really proud moment. But in Abu Dhabi, my proud moment was every time I looked at him. Every time I looked at him, talking to Craig, talking to Claire, having that bond with people. Everyone loved him and he loved everybody. And he was bantering with Sophia. And every time I looked at him, I was just like, it literally, well, everyone would tell you on the trip. I just suddenly burst into tears sometimes. And they were like, what's wrong? I'm like, I just love it. I just love it so much, because I felt proud of him, because he was a superstar out there and everyone loved him and he was polite and respectful, everything he should be, of course. But I was proud of me, really, really proud of me, you know, like right from the bottom of my stomach, because I was like, I've enabled him to do this. And those memories sometimes in life are just priceless, aren't they? You know, he'll remember that forever. You know, he'll remember going in a Ferrari with Craig White. But you can't buy that. You cannot buy that. And that definitely, out of all my network marketing, and I've had some amazing experiences. And of course, every time my team achieves something, you know, and they're up on stage, I definitely prefer to see them up on stage than myself, you know. Everything definitely, like, it fills me more with joy than myself. However, one good moment, which you will know about, Matt, was this year at the gala. As a team, we got into the Millionaire Club.
I know.
I think anybody that watched the video will know, one, my surprise, two, my excitement, and thirdly, that I cannot run in heels.
I remember standing there, right, and I stood there and I had the mic and I went, and the amazing Lisa Allen, I called you, and all I saw you was galloping. I was like, this is different. And you were galloping onto the stage. I thought, she just must be so excited. I thought it was just something you did when you got excited. I didn't realize it was because of the heels.
Yeah, it was because of the heels, but my team will tell you, I was so excited because it's us as a team. It wasn't my personal achievement. It's totally us as a team. And just to get that recognition, but also just to go, wow, how have we done that, you know? And it was for everybody, absolutely everybody. Although I'm not sharing the little trophy thing because I really like that.
That's a real pinch me moment for you then, I bet, when you stood up there with that like crazy Millionaires Club check and just like looking and going, huh?
But the day, but the obviously, by the way, I don't get £1 million, just so we clarify that. But last year when I went to the gala, obviously all these amazing people were up on stage that I aspire to, and like big names and beautiful people who deserve it more than anything. I looked at them. I remember thinking last year, oh, I really want to be in that. And I never dreamed in a million years, a year later, I'd be up on stage for it. No, not. I didn't even know I was in the running for, because I was up the other side of the room because someone had called me to go on the spinner thing. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. I had no idea at all. So
good.
It was lovely.
What has your husband and son said about that? When you obviously you must have told them straight away.
They were just like, wow. And I think now as well, Kyle understands the bit, like he just thought, not that it was a joke, that sounds really bad, but he was just like, oh yeah, mom sells those things, and coming on this trip, he was like, oh my god, this is massive. They're like, because obviously the trips are global, so you get, you know, we are in 65 different countries, so it's a massive event. And he was almost like, saw the size of it. He was almost like, oh my god, this is huge. And he started to take me a little bit more seriously. He was like, you need to get to Craig's level. I said, I'm trying.
It's such a influence on children as well. And I think I've always been a firm believer in the saying that people do what people see. And I think, you know, there's no better example. Like, kids just won't do what you tell them, but they will do what they see, right? And I think if you've given, you know, him such a good example of, you know, what is possible with just a little bit of tenacity, a little bit of, you know, sort of faith and hope, and just going out there and taking action. And I just think, you know, do you feel that he's leaning towards a career in network marketing or not? How do you feel now that he's
when we were out there? Yes, but he's got a new job now with my husband, so I think it's sort of gone on the back burner again now. But it's not ruled out totally. But now people can join at 16. I think you know, people that are 16 and above now can join. And again, I just think the way we are going as a company with TikTok Shop, going on TikTok, it's becoming a lot more trendy. And I just think it's a perfect opportunity for younger people to earn money as well.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, so if he came to you, right, and said, I want to start on network marketing, how would you get on working with him in a team? If he came into your team, Mum, I want to join your team, right? How would you get on working with him?
He might watch this, Matt.
We'll edit it. It's fine. Whatever happens, we'll edit it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be all right. We get on really well. We do get on really well. I've got 3 children. I've got a stepson who's 28. And then I've got Kyle, who's 23 in a couple of weeks. And then I've got an 18-year-old as well. So Kyle, I would say I get on the most. Oh, I shouldn't say that. God, they might watch it. I wouldn't say. We're probably the closest, maybe.
You know, when things just come out and you're like,
yeah, especially live on Facebook. Yeah.
The younger generation, they don't use Facebook, Lisa, so you're all right. You're fine.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's been really, honestly, I know we're going to wrap up slightly in a minute, but I just wanted to know, before we wrap it up, if anybody has got any questions, you know, that you would like Lisa to answer on her journey with all of her experience, maybe something that you feel that she could answer for you, then just go ahead and pop that in the bottom and I'll read it. And you know, in a few moments time, if you have got anything specific that's on your mind, or maybe something that Lisa said tonight that's like sparked a question, you thought, oh, or maybe there's something holding you back that you feel like, I wonder if I can ask this question to Lisa, because you know what, while we've got Lisa here with us, we may as well use her and get
why not
information from our brain so we can use it and exploit it, and then we'll get on the Millionaires platform as well. But yeah, when we were doing that evening, that was one of my moments where I think if you watch the video back, there was a moment where you hopped up there and I was still laughing because I saw it. I was crying, trying to dry my eyes off. And then you came up there. I was like, come here, give us a hug. And I was like, that is absolutely brilliant. I think the video's circling around Facebook and around something, but it's a moment. And do you know what? The only thing I'm gutted is, you know, when they did the reel, like the show reel from Oriflame, that was.
I know. He missed that, didn't he?
I know.
He missed that. I was watching for that when the reel was going. I was like, oh my god, did he get my hop and skip and jump? Like, I was like, oh, please let him not have got that.
George, there must be other versions of that where it's in there. It's got to be in there somewhere, because that's you know, if anything, you need to use the reel for yourself. Why should I join the team? You need to. What's your team?
You what? Sorry.
What's your team name?
Team Flame. It's very boring, but it's very boring, but now I've got to the point. I did actually say to my team the other day, I said, I think we should change it. I feel like it doesn't, you know, show what we're really about. And they were like, no, we like it now. That's just our name. So I was like, okay, let's just leave it then. It's very boring, but
change it to Team Stallion or something like that.
That could be interpreted in different ways, though, couldn't it?
Yeah, turn into like a Magic Mike night or something. I mean, let's scratch that.
I have got Brad in the team, remember?
Fair one. Yeah, I was going to say you have got Brad in there, so you've probably got some pole dancing experience. Okay, we're just about to wrap up, Lisa. So I'm just going to and just say that I think loads of people here have just been giving you so much love on the comments, which I know you see when you jump off. And I think, you know, for me personally, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. You know, last week.
Thank you for asking me.
Yeah, it's just been a pleasure, and getting to know you and hearing about your story. I think it will resonate with so many people. And if you are watching this and it's not the live version, please press #replay. And if you feel that somebody may really benefit from what Lisa said, maybe they're in a situation themselves that Lisa found herself in back at 5.5 years ago, then maybe you want to share this as a, you know, an open gateway to help them as well, maybe. So I just think, you know, use this this Facebook Live for good. Share it as much as you possibly can, and don't be afraid to ask any questions at all from either Lisa or myself. And we just going to wrap up now by saying, Lisa, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. We love you. Keep rocking it out. Team Flame, the Galloping Horses.
Take care.
Bye bye. Good night.